Welcome to the core skills journey. Today is the day of reflection of your core skill journey. This is the final phase when we all come together on one common platform, and now we have to reflect what we have gained in this flow of process and how we have inculcated and embedded creativity and imagination into the curriculum. And this helps us to change the teacher-centric classroom into the child-centric one. So today is not the end of the journey. I believe after this day, the day of reflection, it will help you to move onward and forward. So I am Deblina from Calcutta. I would like to request Sangeeta ma'am.
I'm Dr. Sangeeta Gole, who would be facilitating the session for the day. So today is a day of reflection when we are going to be looking at the impact of our implementation about how did we embed creativity and imagination into our lesson plans and into our curriculum. I believe today we are going to turn mirrors into windows, because you're going to get a perspective not only about self-assessment, which I'm sure that you've done many a times before preparing your action plan, during implementation and post, but we have an amazing opportunity today when we're going to get an insider-outsider perspective also to our presentations. So what's the process that we're going to follow today? May I request you to just go on to the next slide. So we're going to have a little change, keeping in mind the number of participants and the number and the kind of time that we're looking at. So we're going to look at what happened when you implemented your project. We're going to look at what was the impact. We're looking at what did you learn from it. So how are we going to do this? So each one of you is going to present your action plan to your peers seated in this group, in your group. Now, I think some of you may have your laptops with a pen drive and a presentation that you want to make. However, if you don't have that, it's perfectly all right. You can just walk your other friends, educators, through the process that you followed and what were the learnings that came about through the implementation of your action plan. So each participant gets 5 minutes to present. We have British Council facilitators also sitting with you. They're going to look at keeping time. Okay, so we're going to ensure that 5 minutes is what each participant gets. Post 5 minutes, the other participants in the group members, are going to discuss amongst themselves what they thought and felt about the action plan. Right? I'm repeating. So the one participant presents it. After the presentation, the other group members are going to deliberate and discuss amongst themselves what they thought and felt about the action plan. And while they're doing this, the presenter has to only listen. The presenter is not going to clear any perceptions or any kind of issues that may come up. So the presenter is only going to get into the role of a listener. Once 5 minutes of deliberation is done, then the other participants will invite the presenter to join the discussion, and then you are requested to give one suggestion that could make the presenter's action plan more robust, all right? So that the presenter can improve upon the action plan. So there's one piece of advice or one suggestion that's going to be given to the presenter. Our facilitators are going to be silent observers, and they're going to make a note of that piece of advice or suggestion that you're giving to the presenter. Okay? So this is the cycle that's going to be followed by each presenter and the group members. Are we clear? Absolutely? Yes? So in effect, each presenter gets 15 minutes for that action plan which he or she is going to be presenting, right? And then we go to the next presenter. So everybody plays the role of giving inputs, everybody plays the role of listener, each one gets to play the role of a presenter. So that's what's going to happen till tea time. And once we're done with that, then we'll give you the next round of instructions. myself and Debolina will also move around to kind of observe as to how the entire proceedings are happening. When we are deliberating about the presenter's action plan, I just want you to go back to the 2 days of advanced course that you attended, all right? So just keep some of those things in mind, because then your discussion will be more, fruitful in that sense. So just look at what kind of habits did the action plan which was implemented develop in students? Did you see students as, inquisitive? Was that displayed? Did you see persistence anywhere? Did you see imagination happening? Did you see a disciplined way of working? Was there collaborative opportunities that the action plan gave you? Did you see children exploring more and more options, having an open mind? So just kind of think about this, along with also, was the action plan, did you find it purposeful, the entire activity or project that was conducted? Was it imaginative? Did it bring about some value to the school, students, or also to the world at large? And was it original in some way? So kind of just go back. These are just some of the triggers that I've given you for the discussion to be more fruitful. Yeah, are you okay with this?
Yeah.
And in challenges, I took a part of disability, sight, mental problem. This was, everything was coming from the children's side.
These are poster prints they have prepared.
In the most deadliest of diseases like cancer.
Just about to hold my hands up to say 1 minute left. This person, this point was given to this person.
I really loved it.
Learn by it.
This was the lesson that I'm talking of, that is in class 1. Susan cylinder is the mother is very much worried, and and then we discussed taking their feedback. And I gave them a placard. It's a class of some 29. What just triggered the creativity more.
That's what instructions were given by her.
Reality is there, but again, video where there was little bit of collaboration.
Time I could not explain, but it was there. I'm pasting the pictures of national festivals, and other child was pasting the pictures. So then bring 1 cup of sweet and half of the slices. So this is we have to bring to this. We could have involved them.
More collaborative work.
The activity they written. My experience was very good. She also had a video in a presentation. She could not play it in the class.
Interdisciplinary subjects, how exactly they have done.
The research, yeah.
No.
To be taught that skill of doing.
To create something new. This was everything that they thought of.
Right.
Within that criteria of evaluation and assessment.
I feel if you include just communication and one subject and that's it through your lesson, just discuss with her.
In my first lesson, that is in the class 4, I conducted a survey. I told you that in maths they conducted a survey. So I've drawn the pictograph because I myself teach maths. So that he can add.
They were also able to pen down 2 pages.
Inner world to troll your imagination or memory dreaming. Use possibility thinking, what if questions. Put yourself in the audience's shoes. What will help them accept and support your case? Think of or research other fields and what can be used or adapted.
Is it clear to all of you? Now how to choose one idea? Now we have to work on one idea, right? Now, choose an idea to develop further. Try to leave ownership or friendship out of this and still have to have an open mind at this stage. Try to be as objective as possible, because all these things you should be very focused. And regardless of who initiated the idea. It can be anyone's. Now it is our whole group. Think of the ideas that could work best in the circumstances. These things you need to keep in your mind. given the audience, time scale and resource available. So which the policymaker will accept it, will support the case. If there are few ideas that could work, quickly agree a process for deciding, you can vote or perhaps merge two ideas. Look for the positive and negative pros and cons you have to find out, and in the ideas to see if that clarifies the situation, which is very, very important. And given the time scale, you will need to make a decision quite quickly. For this, you will get only 5 to 10 minutes to select your idea for the day. Now you can walk, meanwhile you can see the advices and the suggestions while you're planning, while you're deciding for an idea. So you can go and have a look over there, and then how to plan, ma'am will.
The first half of the day, what you did was you tabled your action plans, all right, that you implemented in school. You gave each other suggestions, right? That gave you a whole lot of triggers. You liked some ideas. You would want to combine some ideas. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing now, right? So you're going to now think of an idea which is worth implementing. And for that idea, you're going to create an action plan or a case. You're going to present it to the policymakers, is what Debolina is saying. And who are the policymakers who you're going to present it before? A, your facilitators are going to play the role of policymakers. And second, two more tables of educators are also going to play the role of policymakers. And the other two are going to be teachers who are going to reflect on the presentation that you're going to make, right? So you're going to first pick up an idea which you think is worth implementing and embedding into the curriculum. So you're going to look at how you're going to be able to connect it to 2 or 3 subjects in your school, okay? Do it for the curricular subjects first, and then maybe a byproduct for a co-curricular might also happen, right? The format of the action plan is completely yours, how you want to do it. Nevertheless, when you're creating your action plan, think of the resources that you're going to need in terms of human resource, manpower management to implement these ideas, time as a resource, material as a resource. So keep these 3 resources in mind when you're presenting your case, all right? Apart from that, the pointers that we did during the first session of when you were analyzing or evaluating your colleagues' plans, when you looked at, did you find evidence of students being inquisitive, persistent? So you're going to have to weave all this into your case, that this case makes a strong case, and the policymakers have to say yes to this being implemented in schools because we're showing all the habits of creativity and imagination that would be developed in students through my action plan. Got that? Yes? So you have to demonstrate that your action plan is original, it's innovative, it's imaginative, it's adding some value, okay, and it's purposeful. So we're going to look at how we're going to weave all of that into our action plan. Apart from that, also some more aspects of creativity. How is your action plan going to generate imagination among students? Yes? How is it going to lead to possibility thinking? What are the opportunities that you're going to give students to think of what ifs? 5 whys, all right? So where they're going to get into deep learning. How is your idea going to look at students as equal partners in learning? What kind of collaborative work, individual work are the children going to be doing? What are the calculated risks that you're going to take when you're bringing this idea into, practice? Outcome with value, which we've already said. And how are you going to harness ICT imaginatively for this particular idea to be, implemented? And what are the alternate environments that you're going to look at? What are the spaces in your school and around school that you would be able to use or you can use to make this idea, integrating this entire idea into your subjects? And how can it be really interesting and lead to all the a combination of all the aspects, finer nuances, elements that make up for creativity and imagination. Yeah. Am I making sense? Are we clear? All right. So we also going to come around and support you for whatever questions that you may have, right? And like Debolina said, it's not about your idea or my idea, it's now our idea. And we're going to have to pitch, and our policymakers who are sitting on that table, we have to get their buy-in that, yes, this is a good idea. So when you present, we'll tell you how much time you're going to get for presentation. And the groups to who you're going to present are going to give you one strength of your presentation, one area that you need to work on. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing for the next 1 hour. It's 5 minutes to 12. So by 12:35 or 12:40, your action plans should be ready. I'm not giving you a format or a template for your action plan. You decide how you want to present it, what all areas you need to keep in mind. You have your reflection books with you, right? So you want to create a new template for yourself to present it, to make a powerful pitch for it, go for it. Yes, dear? No, one case from each table. So it's going to be one case from each table. So all ideas together, one strong idea, and make a case for it. Done? Yes? Work begins now. Okay? Thank you.
Group ready for presentation here, and it would be really good for all of us to pay attention, because every group is going to be playing a role in giving feedback. Is going to assign the roles for each group. I just request you to move. I just need them to see this. So we're going to have two groups as policy makers and two groups as teachers, as peer teachers, all right? There is a facilitator group which is sitting behind, which is going to give the feedback at the end of all presentations, all right? So the policymaker groups, so whichever group has been assigned the role of policymakers, are going to think of the feedback from the point of investments in terms of material, resource, time, research, application of this particular case throughout school, how well it is embedded and integrated, and what are the expected outcomes. The teacher peers are only going to give 1 star and 1 wish. Okay, 1 star for which point, and 1 wish, which means this would have been better if there was something more, right? So Debolina will assign the roles for the groups, and then the first group will present. You have 3 minutes for the presentation and 2 minutes for the feedback. So when the feedback is being given by the policymakers, you will give 1 strength and 1 need improvement area. Done? All clear? All right.
Okay, this is group 1, table 1. This is group 2, group 3, group 4. So can we over to the first group? Okay. Thank you. They have only 3 minutes of time and 2 minutes. While you are giving your feedback, you have to, those who are the policymakers, they need to think of these points. And peer group, only 1 wish, that is 1 strength of the presentation, 1 star of the presentation, and 1 wish that they can do better. Fine? Is it clear? Okay, thank you.
Very good morning. Our group has thought of an action plan based on financial literacy. It is a whole school plan, and how does it go? So we're going to talk about, can we embed this into pre-primary, primary, middle, and secondary and senior secondary curriculum? In the pre-primary curriculum, a child can experience barter system. They keep doing it. I'll give you this, you give me back this. And the teachers encourage it. Especially a child has brought, say, chow mein, another boy has got parantha, and the boy is looking at his chow mein, so the teachers tell them to share. So the barter system has been in existence, children know it very well. The teacher starts a piggy bank and a tuck bank. Since I have 3 minutes, I will not talk about it. The tuck bank could be used the days there are no birthdays and a child needs to be motivated and incentivized. Inflow and outflow concept also the teacher can talk about it. We sent 20 chocolates, but we withdrawn 15, 5 left in this month. Next month, how many more? Concept of saving, why do we save? Concept of currency, removal of higher value currency. Even a 3 or 4-year-old child has now understood. The teacher could raise the discussion on this. And the story could be, she can narrate a story based on this, which will make the children understand why their parents are in the tip or why they're watching so much of TV these days based on this. The subjects, English, Maths, EVS, life skills, all core skills of creativity and imagination are going to be involved because it's something new for the child. Then we come to primary. You keep on building what the pre-primary concepts are. And it's a 1-month-long project, so the teachers have enough time to design small lesson plans or how to embed it in their own curricular projects. Mathematical operations, all 4 types, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division could be built around it. Profit, loss, percentage, fraction. And the social science teacher could talk about historical development of usage of currency and how currency came into being. She can again trace history from barter to different coins, the material of the coins, and then minting process, and then the note, how the currency, current paper currency came into being. And then from paper currency, she can, if she want, she should, I would feel, take it to digital currency where you do not have money in hand, but you still can buy and trade. What happened on 8/11/2016, which shook India, and that could be a topic of debate, could be a topic of elocution, it could be a topic of poster making, it could be a topic of slogan writing, it could be a topic of notice board making. Yes, even grade 3, 4, 5 can do this with the help of teacher. Poster making, this is done. Then we move on to, and the concept of saving is being built all throughout, so typically Indian. Middle classes, concept of currency, debate can happen in English classes. Demonetization, the social science teacher could discuss the history, similar events worldwide, any event in India, children can work on research on it. Merits and demerits of demonetization, the children are grown up enough to discuss that with the teacher. Again, one group speaks for merit and the other group speaks for, but that is a debate again. Debate, the diary entry could happen here, the child could say, I found my father discussing this. Or I noticed that my parents asked me to open my piggy bank and take out all 500 rupee notes. Why did they do it? Deposit in the bank or to exchange. Letter writing to a foreign friend. This is happening in my country, and there other languages, in case the school is teaching foreign language, could also come in.
Your time
play.
is up.
Letter
3
to
minutes.
prehistoric man. This is very interesting. You must listen to it. Letter to a prehistoric man, medieval man, a man of future. What next? What will the future of currency, operations in maths, IT, all subjects you understand. Senior, financial management, concept of taxation, national income accountancy, concept of black money, fake money, inflation, terrorism, mathematical operation, business and trade, demonetization. They could visit a bank, they can interview a planner, banker, trader, politician. This goes on. Would you talk about the resources, please?
Continue.
Time period of 1 month, material, notice boards, worksheets, barter, trade objects, token currency for kids of primary, IT-enabled smart boards if you have, maths lab in service areas, manpower, students across all classes, teachers of English, maths, science, not science, EVS, social science, commerce, economics, IT, financial management, entrepreneurship, if you have those subjects. Performing arts teacher for street play. Admin support is definitely required, management support is required, community, you'll be visiting banks, media, and even interviewing politicians. With this, we leave it.
Thank you. Now it's a time for the feedback. First from this group. 1 star and 1 wish. Because you are playing the role of peers group.
The topic was very much relevant. That's the star from our side. And it was absolutely fine. There's no wish.
Okay, now comes to the policy maker.
I congratulate Table 1 for a wonderful presentation, but I wish this could be a proper policy of the school because it has to come from top to bottom.
A teacher alone cannot take up the things. Here, since Madam Deepti is the head of the school, so naturally she can think. But if you have to take it to the different levels in the school, if you have to take up, so it has to come from top to bottom, a proper discussion, proper planning has to be there for the whole month. And without disturbing the other educative activities going on, we just can't go on taking one topic, but it can be a part of the education system, of the syllabus that is going on. And yes, a wonderful idea, it can be taken up as an activity.
Coming to the next group.
She's come back to what she said. No, she said yes and not yes and but.
Actually, we like the idea, but overall, as a group, we thought of that it's very vague. It's actually require lot of planning, lot of planning, and there were so many activities involved into it at all the levels that it's actually difficult for teachers to execute in the real time, with so much of curriculum in hand and so much of time limitations. So, we as a group find that it was more vague. It could have been more concrete sort of.
That is what I said, that it has to come from top to bottom. This is the only reason. But the thing is, yes, it is practically applicable once it is well thought, chalked out and planned, without disturbing the routine academics, because if the teacher knows that I have to deal with this topic in the class, she will definitely plan that topic in that particular month and will do the activities. All the activities can be depicted or displayed on the notice boards outside, the display boards outside the classes, in a way of the topic can be taken as the topic of the school, where everybody is dealing with that, so that the students as a whole, they come to understand the real motive behind the topic. So I think that is not something which is too vague if it is well planned and well executed.
So can we go to the next group for the presentation? Yes. Table number 2. So now table number 3 and 4 will play the role of peers, and 5 and 1 will play the role of policymakers.
We have taken the waste management program. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So we have taken the grade level, we have taken till grade 5 to 8. We have involved all students, and we have merged in the co-curricular activity also. So what we did, we have taken that subject science, mathematics, English, Hindi, fine arts and performing arts. Grades involved grade 2 to 12. And student will be able to segregate the waste as biodegradable and non-biodegradable, and appreciate and understand the significance of eco-friendly houses, and sensitize the students towards the increasing level of waste produced by human beings. What we are going to do that in activity, we brainstorm the students about the waste management producing by the human beings. We ask them where they can see the garbage in their areas. Then we make them to learn about to segregate waste. Like by using color codes, they made bins. Blue bins for the biodegradable and green bin for the non-biodegradable. And they are going to segregate their waste, whatever in the school, to put the in that dustbins. Then we have initiated with some street plays, poster making competition, like using what if questions. What if in 2035 its weight will produced? Then we are creating best out of waste, role plays, preparing questionnaire and collect data, garbage generation per hour, signature campaign, creating blogs, PPTs, observing zero garbage drive, taking the activities as a group and individual activities for FAs, and giving awards and recognition.
Ma'am, I want to add on one thing. Green bins is for the biodegradable and blue is for the non-biodegradable.
Okay, now we will have the feedback from the peers group, that is this group. 1 star and 1 wish.
For waste management. For example, they said different colors for, I think it's something, yeah, something which was good, which we needed, because there is very less awareness among us. We just put all the garbage in one bin. So something which is good and must be, done in the school, yeah. We'll give the staff. Yeah.
Okay, the next group.
Okay, you came up with a very hot topic which is being discussed a lot these days in our society. 1 star involvement of most whole school involvement, and okay, whole school involvement and community reach program also, and 1 wish if they could have done something with the school waste management, then they could have learned practically something about it.
One suggestion I would give. I don't know whether it is my duty or not, but since we did it in our school, so that's why we did one activity of composting with the students, where they actually learned how to handle biodegradable waste.
Now comes to the policymaker group.
Well, as policymakers, we were really, we liked the topic. The topic was very much, which is in demand, and yeah, we need to clean our environments, and we need to sensitize our children how to keep the school neat and clean. So that was really good, nice. And I think you took 2 wings, that one is the primary wing and the middle wing. So, and because I think these are the children, we really need to tell them about the cleanliness. That was really good. And what we felt is, yeah, as someone from this group also said, composting, like you could have, and I think this is wormy composting, where we use worms also, for decomposing the garbage and also. I think if that also you could have added, would have been better. That's it. Otherwise, it was good.
One more group.
Yes. I think so. They have started from class 2 onwards. But we start teaching our children about the cleanliness from the nursery onwards. They should have also been included in this. Because जब भी हम कोई बात करते हैं बच्चों से, तो हम सबसे पहले छोटे बच्चों को बोलते हैं यहाँ गंद मत डालो. बच्चों की आदत जब तक वो क्लास 2 तक पहुँच जाते हैं, वो पक जाती है, मैच्योर हो जाते हैं, थोड़े समझ में आ जाती है. तो उस टाइम उनको थोड़ा मोल्ड करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. And when they talk, when the small children talk to their parents, they always point out to their parents, don't throw this chips packet here, don't throw the bottle here. So we have to start from nursery onwards, not from class 2 onwards.
If you want to say something. Yeah. I'm sorry, but we forgot to add that we do have paper recycling in our school, and we've been following that for years. And that same recycled paper, children get a copy of the newspaper every day, so it's the newspaper plus all the other waste paper that's collected at the end of the day, which is recycled by the children themselves, and they are being used as sheets for giving certificates to the children, or maybe for drawing sheets and whatever artwork that is done in the school. So we are using, and as far as composting is concerned, it is being done also. In the school itself, and the children are doing it.
Even in our school also we are having that recycling unit, and whosoever guest is there, we are using it for invitation also, cards, all are made
And how
through
much
that.
is the costing coming out?
Costing is not much, because water little bit is required, and then electricity is not too much. And manpower, only one man can easily do it.
Yeah, one man. Okay, thank you.
And even in our school, we are having roly-poly we miss this. In that biodegradable, it has been taken care of. And vermicomposting is also there, but we missed over here.
Thank you. Now, coming to the third group, that is this table. So while the third group is presenting their presentation, then table number 4 and 5 will be the peer group, and 1 and 2 will be the policy maker.
Our topic is health, and we have chosen age group of 8 years to 9 years, that is class 4 to 5. And these subjects that we'll be covering are EVS, ICT, and English. Now, about EVS, ma'am will tell you what we are going to do with
Actually, this is the present scenario. Health is very, very important, and that is why we chose this topic. This could be taken for whole school, but we thought that we should take for one class only, and after that it could be implemented from nursery to 12th standard. We have taken 3 subjects, that is EVS, ICT, and English. In EVS, we have taken topic food and exercises based on the food material. First, students, they will be asked, they will be divided into groups of 4 to 5, and then they will be asked to do survey for 1 week, whatever they are bringing in their lunch boxes, and what is their eating habits, and breakfast what they are taking, and dinner what they are taking, and the survey they will be doing for the lunch boxes. 1 week they will be doing survey, and then they will be recording all those things, who is bringing what food material. And then they will be giving the research work about the balanced diet and whatever the food material they are taking, what is the nutritional value of that, and what type of deficiency disease can be caused if the particular nutrient they are not taking. This modern era, because we are using different kinds of gadgets, mobiles, laptops, and tablets, etc. So we are suffering with the partial diseases also. So children will be asked, after that in the EVS only, children will be asked to do the different kind of exercises to avoid the diseases.
Under ICT, as ma'am told you, research will be done on balanced diet required at their age and the deficiency diseases that they may be suffering. Under English, questionnaires will be prepared where they'll be asking the students to fill them up, their peer group only. Role play will be done by the students, emphasizing on the importance of balanced diet. And then the outcome will be that the students will be learning about what is a balanced diet, at what age, what is to be eaten and what should not be eaten. And then resources required are very few: computers, books, internet, that's it. And the core skills that are linked with this are communication, as the children will be communicating amongst themselves, they'll be collecting the data. Then critical thinking, they'll be thinking critically, what is to be eaten, what are we doing, is it good for our health or not good for our health. Then there will be students' leadership as well, as we'll be forming the groups, definitely many more leaders will come up. And digital literacy is also there, since they are working with the computers. Thank you. Okay, assessment will be done through charts, balanced diet charts that they'll be preparing, and the role play that they'll be doing.
Charts will be prepared by the students, balanced diet chart, and there will be healthy competition among themselves. 4 best will be selected, and they will be displayed in the classrooms. And the students will follow the same diet chart for 1 month. And collage can also be prepared.
Thank you.
So the idea was to provide healthy food so that our children or the generation become healthy.
It was star. It was a wonderful activity, and one wish, since we did this activity in the school, I just want to tell that it was a wonderful activity in ISA award, the action plan. We had it with the name Yummy Tummy Mummy, and Montessori students were involved. The idea was that they were supposed to interact with their parents, help parents in that. Yeah. This is one suggestion. We can involve the parents into this and create some kind of exhibition where nutritious food item can be displayed and the children can explain that. Obviously, that will also help to improve their spoken skills.
Yeah, 1 star, the topic was really good. And that will, give children a lot of knowledge about the various nutrients. Generally, when we talk about nutrients, children, they know only about fats, carbohydrates kinds. They generally don't have very good idea about the vitamins, minerals, and roughage as well. So I think by this activity, they'll also know about that. And one wish, what I think is, when you ask them to prepare the diet charts, I think if you could give them the idea of the lifestyles and the kind of work, like whether the person is a sedentary worker or an active worker. So if that kind of idea is also introduced and diet charts related with that is prepared, maybe, will add on to their knowledge.
Thank you. Now from the policymakers.
We think that it's a very good idea. It's pretty much accepted, and we should include the all age groups in this. Also, if we could include, there are lifestyle disorders. Newly, we've been hearing about lifestyle disorders, which does connect to health and the food. So if we could introduce lifestyle disorders as well in this curriculum, I think it'll be a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, and also we thought that there could be tiffin inspection as well, monthly basis.
Coming to the last group, that is from the policymakers.
It was really a very good idea and very well implemented also, but the only area of concern that I had was that when you said that the children will be following the diet plan for 1 month, I mean, what about the students? There might be somebody with some sort of a food allergy or something. You didn't discuss about that. That needs to be included.
Thank you, ma'am. And now the 4th table, right? Yes. Now 4th table will present their presentation, and table number 5 and 1 will be the peer group, and 2 and 3 will be the policymakers.
We have actually selected a lesson for a class, and from the class, we have spread the activity in the school itself, the awareness and all thing. It's a lesson for class 8. The topic is Go Green Before Green Goes. Obviously, it deals with the pollution and its effects. And the learning outcomes that were planned, the students will be able to learn the point and non-point sources of various types of pollution. And they will imagine and explore the effects of pollution on Earth in years to come and provide innovative ideas to curb the pollution. Subjects involved in this will be science, English, performing arts, ICT, and maths. Resources used, time span, at least 5 periods each subject. Material, YouTube videos, science journals, newspapers, and art and craft material, and permission of the principal, of course, because it is going to involve the school, and some cooperation of some other subject teachers, which is required. Skills involved will be creativity and imagination, collaboration, and digital literacy, which we will be doing. Description of the activity is, first of all, students of class 8 will be shown certain videos where they will brainstorm the idea through the videos and presentation, and then they will have that KWLH, what I know, what I need to know, and then what I want to learn and how I'm going to learn. This is what they will be making a sheet. In the beginning, they will start with KMW. K means what I know and what I need to know. Thereafter, after this video session, the question answer sessions will be there, which have some open-ended questions like what if the temperature rises to a particular level, or what if and how might we act as an individual towards this. The students will be divided into groups. each group will be given a specific task. For example, one group may be given a task to prepare role plays to create awareness. The other will be working on the data handling and collection of data by research work. The other one will be working on the on maintaining the blogs and making the people aware. The Facebook page will be maintained. So in this way, duties will be, and they will actually work on a assembly presentation for the school, so that the idea can be shared with the school. Their work will be presented in the assembly. Naturally, that will spread the idea in the school, and the more and more students will be interested to be a part of it. And the idea is to create awareness against pollution. So this work can be given where posters will be made by the students, some placards and slogans will be made, and then activity, the class may be involved in the activity. It can demonstrate the activity where they can learn about the clean fuel and unclean fuel, the difference between that and how that can be done. Why should we go for the clean fuel? Then after this activity is done, yes, we can involve the community also by taking the rally with those placard, slogans, and that posters. Assessment of learning, going back to the class, the students will again complete their this KWLH sheet where what they have learned and or learning has been productive or not. And then the blogs and the Facebook page that are being maintained by the students, the community may comment on that, the parents of the students may comment on that, and the students can manage that blog and share their experience in that. Then in the class, student reflection sheet may be given where they can also write their experiences. And this assessment can lead to teachers to really see whether the students have learned or whether the goal has been attained or not. I think anybody from you want to share something? This way, thank you.
So now we get the feedback from the peer group.
Hi. First of all, very innovative title. I really like the title of your lesson plan, very, very innovative. I've heard go green, but I've never heard go green before the green goes. Very nice. And apart from this is not only for this group, but I think for all the groups, perhaps because we have to present one action plan, so all of us are being over-creative. Over-creative as in, we are trying to include anything and everything into it, without keeping in mind that we have to be a little practical in our approach in dealing with one particular topic by integrating it with other subjects. So I think we need to focus a little more on that so that we emphasize on creativity, but we are able to cover up one particular topic within the time constraints that all of us have because of the vast syllabus. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
I agree with them that 1 star is your topic, that go green before the green goes, and one wish that it should have involved other subjects also, and the activity should have been planned throughout the school. I mean, for the whole school. Okay, okay, fine.
All right, definitely a superb job done with your activity, and I think unanimously we would all agree that although a plethora of activities have been incorporated, but yes, the practical approach should have been considered.
And now to the next.
It was really a good approach. I appreciate first, I like the title very much, And the activities and the ICT you have incorporated in that, you have created the blogs and the Facebook, because nowadays children, they are very much familiar of these things. So it will create awareness, much awareness amongst the children through those things. Very well done. Good planning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we arrived at the final group. Now the final group, yes. Ma'am, they want to say something like this one.
I would like to share that we have already integrated all the subjects. As maths, we are interpreting the graphs we are comparing the two cities' pollution, and SST also we have taken the climatic conditions of different countries were compared. So all the subjects were related to it.
And what I wanted to say that we actually did the activity in the school, practically. Thank you.
Okay, now over to the final group.
We've kept a fancy topic, which is currency and corruption. This we've tried to take up students from classes 9 to 12. The subjects we've integrated are accounts, economics, English, and maths. Human resources would include all subject teachers, students, neighbors, and time period, we've tried to complete it in 6 periods. Now for the expected outcomes. The students will be able to look and think about things differently and from different points of view. They will be able to generalize from information and experience, searching for trends and patterns. They'll be able to put forward constructive comments, ideas, and explanations. Enhance speaking skills and able to find solutions and give constructive ideas. And now for the action plan.
Okay, so because I was the one who was pointing out the time constraint of the other groups, so I cannot go beyond that. So I'll restrict myself to the period-wise planning that we have done. We'll devote one double period. How are we going to introduce the topic to the students? We are first going to show a video to the students of the finance minister on demonetization. And that will be a short video, okay? So we'll be utilizing a double period for this. We'll show them the video, and then we'll have an interactive session with the students. We'll put up open-ended questions wherein the students will speak and the teacher will only listen. So we'll have brainstorming on the video that is going to be presented. Then at home, they'll go back and we'll ask them to interview at least 2 other people. Those 2 other people can be anyone from their neighborhood areas. And then the next day, in one period, we'll have a class discussion about the same, about the matter, the content that they collected after interviewing the other people. Then in one more period, we'll introduce the linear equation in 2 variables. Without telling them this topic, we'll give them a situation that supposingly you go to a bank with 4,000 rupees comprising of the old notes of 500 rupees and 1,000 rupees, and the bank pays you back the new currency notes of rupees 2,000 and 100. So what are the possible ways in which a person can take those 4,000 rupees to the bank, and what are the possible ways in which the bank will be able to give you back those 4,000 rupees? So that will be the linear equation in 2 variables, which will be introduced to them in this way. And then we'll devote one period in which we'll take them out to the field, so changing of environment, alternative environment of learning, where we'll make the entire class stand in 2 concentric circles, inner circle and outer circle activity. And we'll raise up, again, questions for them to discuss. And what kind of questions will that be? How do you think the foreigners managed because of this sudden change of notes? So it was a difficult situation, obviously, for the foreigners. And then how far do you think this move will help in reducing the corruption in the long run? Will it be effective? Had you been the Prime Minister, how would you have implemented this plan? Everyone is happy with the plan, but I'm sure everyone is finding it difficult to cope up because perhaps the planning was not done as properly as it should have been. And then in one more period, we'll then ask the students to write the debate, because now they are full of views, they had so many discussions, or a story out of it. So that's how we are integrating all the subjects.
The star is that your topic was very good and it could be easily implemented in the school. That's the star. And
wish, of course, I wish that you good luck and you do it very nicely in the school, and we will also follow it.
The star element in your content, which I found was that it was quite coherent and well planned. However, there is one concern about the way you say that you are going to question the children about how do they feel about demonetization, whether it's going to curb black money or corruption. I have my doubt because that requires a lot of hardcore economics, which might not be possible at the level of students which you are taking up.
Now the policymakers.
Well, it was something very good, a good idea. If like teaching maths, I think it's something very good idea, and I hope we will be able to. It can be incorporated in the curriculum, something good.
Okay, coming to the final group.
The whole activity was well planned, yes, not going to disrupt the main functioning of the school apart from the other thing, yes. One thing more, I think here we can, as the concern was shown, we can easily see if we throw a topic to the child, they will come up with the solution of their level. It's not always that they will go into hardcore things. They can give their own small suggestion, and that is, I think, making them more creative when they think at their level and they respond to a stimulus given. And that should be a part of any education policy, that the students should be allowed to speak their mind, because they take all kind of stimulus from the society. They don't only study in the class. So we should be receptive for all those reactions. Yeah, they can.
Yeah, I agree with what ma'am said. Children, they can go for the research work. Students, they can go for research work, and it can be incorporated very easily in the classes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we give clap for everyone?
So I think it was a lot of brainstorming and thinking through ideas before you came out to present. Can I ask the facilitator, policymakers, you're going to take some time? All right. So in the meanwhile, what we're going to do is, you've looked at, you've heard the feedback that's given to you. I had given you 3 sheets. One is the shape of a diamond, and there were 2 sheets where you have strategies that you want to use in your school. So we've looked at the entire journey for the last 4 hours now, about your action plans, which you implemented in school, and now a new action plan or a case that you prepared based on all the ideas that you had heard in the first half of the morning, right? So now, based on the feedback, based on your entire experience, you need to identify strategies that you're going to pick up from that list. So you have a list of strategies that you're going to use in class, and strategies that we're going to help you to work with your colleagues. So you just need to identify, this is an individual task. So you need to identify which strategies are you going to pick up, and you're going to place those strategies in order of importance in that diamond shape that is being given to you, all right? So the top would probably be ones that are more important to you. It would be different from different people. And why we're picking up these strategies is because that's now going to help you to actually make your plans more comprehensive, inclusive, and practicable and practical, at the same time ensuring that it lends itself to creativity and imagination. So you're going to look at which strategies it is that you want to identify, that you're going to use, and then put them in the shape of the diamond. This is an individual activity. It will help you to reflect even more and get into a deeper understanding of how you're going to kind of actually begin work or continue working from today onwards. Am I clear? Yeah? All right. And I think by the time you do this in the next 3-4 minutes, our facilitators will come in here for the final inputs. Need your a little bit of attention for about 5-7 minutes when your feedback from the policymakers is coming to you. All right?
Yeah, we wish to congratulate each group for wonderful learning designs. Keep up the good work. So we were the policy makers, so we have to give our suggestions to you. But one thing you all should remember, Sitaro se aage jahan aur bhi hai. So I'll invite Seema ma'am to take over.
Yeah, as Rekha ma'am rightly said, wonderful lessons in this limited span of time. A good job done, especially when you teachers coming from different schools, from different environment, yet coming together and doing such a wonderful job. But yes, we have to do our job of giving our stars and wishes. So regarding the first lesson, we would like to say that it was a very well integrated, well researched lesson with a whole school approach. Very good. But what we felt was that it was a bit over-ambitious and exhaustive, and perhaps may need too much of human resource support, and time management can be a constraint. So this was our concern. The second lesson, which was about the Swachh Bharat, very apt topic selected. Again, as we found that, yes, this strength was the whole school approach and a very value-based lesson, keeping to the time, and it had a lot of community reach approach. Of course, about the areas of improvement, we felt that if you all would have included something related to actual handling of the biodegradable waste, that would have been more better. And creativity needed to be considered. This would have been this would make the outcomes more measurable concretely. Case studies could have been shared. We did not find much of originality. Today every school does it, and creativity was lacking over there. So this is what we felt about the Swachh Bharat. There could have been more innovative ideas which could be integrated with language, with science, with social studies. Regarding lesson 3, which was on health and exercise, the strength was that once again we felt that the topic is very important, because we need to make our children, our students very strong and fit. But, one more thing what we found was that, yes, it was a lot of student involvement was seen, but a few points of concern were that we couldn't observe the core skills, that is creativity and imagination, anywhere. Very routine things were carried out over there, and a lot of things were based on assumptions, and that is why it was very difficult to measure the outcomes. A lot of things were assumed. For example, like we felt that the core skills were just a byproduct. There was not something concretely and particularly planned. Parent community could have been involved, and more research could have gone into this. It could have been integrated with subject like maths also, and this would have helped. Even that part of exercise, when you have the heading as health and exercise, but you have touched very little on this exercise part of it, just once children doing some exercises, but nothing more than that. So this is what we felt about lesson 3. Regarding lesson 4. Lesson 4, the strength was the learning objectives were very well specified. The KWLH was well explained, and that's why we felt, and the topic, of course, the heading was very innovative, go green before green goes. Areas of improvement, we felt that integration of the subjects would have given it a better lift. ICT, where the children will really have time to do so much, we found it to be a little over-ambitious, and we felt that a lot of manpower was needed over here. It needs a lot of structuring of time. Again, we felt that what you spoke about the blogs, monitoring of these blogs is very essential. Otherwise, we will never know what the children are really putting up on the blogs. So this was our concern. Regarding lesson 5, quite pleased with the structure of lesson 5. Very innovative ideas, especially the inner and the outer circle, the interview part of it, and outcomes were quite measurable. So these were the strength of the lesson. Regarding areas of improvement, we just feel that though the lesson was quite perfect, little more time should be devoted for research work for the students. Since this lesson is meant for the higher class, it can be scaled down so that it can be applied to the lower classes also. You could have arranged lectures by economists or CAs or some expert, a seminar by the expert for this, and you could have made it a part of your language activity also. But otherwise, overall the lesson was very good. So thank you very much. Thanks, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity.
I think we must give a bigger round of applause for our facilitators for supporting us in this entire initiative. They are very, very experienced educators themselves, and I think their perspective is important. But what I found very interesting is that they have not said no to any of the idea that you put forth. Okay, so looks like you've been able to get their buy-in, but they're telling us probably to go and make a second draft, to improvise a little bit on our action plans. They haven't said no to any of the idea that we've put forward. So for that one, let's give ourselves a big round of applause. So with that, we've had a lot of food for thought and a lot of food for action. We're going to go for food in the stomach now, all right? And two things that you're doing. One is the diamond strategizing is going to help you. So it's for your benefit and it's for you to keep. The feedback forms are for us. So it'd be nice if you can give us the feedback forms. And I'd like to sum up this entire reflection session with one quote, which is my motto as an educator. And that is, the best does not come alone. It comes in the company of all. And I think we've got a lot of ideas from each other today, and we're going to have a wonderful journey tomorrow. Thank you all. My co-facilitator, who's been such an amazing supporter, Debolina, please. Okay. Thank you one and all.